What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tiffany N Benson, aka Lady Arabella, and it's Monday, so you know what that means. Time for a little bit of business goals. Alright guys, so tonight I really want to talk to you guys about something that I feel is really, really important, and I think it's something that's getting overlooked a lot. The government was talking about passing a bill to where it would protect corporations and companies and small businesses from getting sued with cases of COVID all about running rampant. So with everybody reopening, there's guidelines and different things like that on how you should be keeping your place of business sanitized, but there's nothing to protect you from getting sued. So basically, if somebody comes to your place of business and they do have a service or they buy something and they come up sick, then they can easily say it was your fault. Or your staff can say, you made me work and now it's your fault that I'm sick. And therefore, you are the one that's liable and you're the one that can get sued. Now, being a person that owns a fashion and beauty expo, which if you guys have not heard, we have our fall expo that will be coming up. But this personally freaks me out because even though I have business insurance and even though I have event business insurance too as well when it comes to big events, but it's also, you know, millions of dollars in insurance can only go so far when you have hundreds of people that can possibly sue you or thousands of people that can possibly sue you. And with there not being kind of like a rule kind of saying, okay, if you go out and you go into public and you're going to a store or you're going to the service, you are responsible for your own risk, then that leaves small businesses, once again, left to catch the short end of the stick. Even some big businesses too as well, but basically it puts all the responsibility on the businesses, which is not fair in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm a business owner, but that's not fair. So I want to talk about different ways that you can protect your business. We're actually going to talk about 3 different ways that you can protect your business in this crisis. Okay, so number 1, make sure you guys have some form of release of liability. So if you are doing a service like a stylist or a massage therapist or anything like that, make sure there's somewhere that somebody signs that says they understand that they're in the middle of a pandemic and they are releasing you of responsibility for anything that may happen health-wise. You don't want to be responsible for that, so the best thing that you can do is have some form of a release, or at least some sign posted. Even if you have something posted on your wall or your window that says, we have cleaned our building, we are upholding sanitation, we are not responsible for anything that happens because we are doing our part in order to keep everybody safe. We can't keep the world safe, so it's not our responsibility to keep the world safe. Somewhere in there, as long as you have that release, whether they sign it or it's visible so where they can walk by it and they can read it, then that will take some of the liability off of you, which means that if you go get sued, then you're not responsible. So having some form of a release to release you of liability is my number 1 tip. Tip number 2, if your business is not a LLC, change it to an LLC. I have always told my businesses, I know a lot of people, especially now, I'm not a tax consultant. I will be the first to say I'm not a CPA, I'm not a tax consultant. I've just been a person that has been in business for 10 years and I am also a publicist. So I have seen everything and anything that can possibly happen to a company. Everything and anything. And I would say that I always tell all of my businesses from the very get-go, I don't care how much money you make an LLC. Make your business an LLC. That is a limited liability business. So that means you have limited liability to anything. If you are not an LLC, then that means that anything that somebody can sue you now comes back to your personal. So all your personal belongings, all of your personal everything can then be caught up in that lawsuit. So having an LLC is going to protect you because it separates your assets and your business assets, which you want to have very separate in the midst of a lawsuit. You want those to be like here and over here, like not anywhere close together. So make sure you guys have an LLC. If you guys are running business right now as like a sole prop or just doing it because, then you want to make sure at least you have that release form that people are signing. But as soon as you can, I know a lot of commissioner office are not open yet, but as soon as you can, all you have to do is go to your local commission's office, fill out the paperwork. Here in Arizona, it's $35 to file your paperwork for an LLC, which is way cheaper than getting sued. Because even if you win in a lawsuit, you still had to pay a lawyer. And I don't know about you guys, but my lawyer is at least $350 an hour, which is kind of pricey. So make sure you guys have your business structure straight. Now my final tip is tip number 3, and that is separate your bank accounts. I know a lot of business owners, whether they have an LLC, some of them even have corporations, which I don't understand how you run a corporation without having a business account, but do not have separate business accounts. All of the money goes into one account, and it's a personal and it's a business account. Once again, if there is not that separation when it comes to you getting sued and you're in the middle of a lawsuit, then all those monies are for the taken, because that is a part of the business, and therefore that is a part of what somebody has access to if you lose a lawsuit. So I hope you guys are staying safe. I'm happy for a lot of you guys that are able to open up your businesses, but please be smart about opening up your business. This whole virus has not gone away, and there's not even a cure for it or a vaccine for it. So that means it's still live, and there's still a possibility that you can be held liable. And I would hate to see anybody's business go down, or even you don't end up losing a lawsuit, but the lawyer fees drive you down because you've been out of business for 2 months waiting for this thing to come through. So, I really hope that you guys are being smart about opening up your businesses and making sure that you're protecting yourself. And if you're watching this video and you've made it this far in the video, that means that you are concerned about your business, and I applaud you for doing everything that you can in order to keep your business running and keep your assets and what you've built in your business safe. So until next time, guys, be safe, wash your hands, fly high, my Bella butterflies.